People, get ready for Tami Live, a celebration of life. Tami Live seeks to inspire, motivate, and uplift as a positive, happy, motivated, energetic person who highlights optimistic energy.
Hello and welcome to Tami Live. Ooh, this episode I'm excited about because there's going to be some discussions that I want to know about. Is 40 the new 20? Is it? You've heard about it, but you may not have thought about it in depth. I'm 30-something. So as you know, the age comes up a little bit, you start thinking, is it? Because if it is, that's going to be good for me. If it's not, then maybe I may have some issues. So who better to talk about that with than someone who just turned 40? My guest today embraces life like no other. And I thought, why not have her on and let her tell me and you if it's true. Is 40 the new 20? What are the ups? What are the downs? What should we be looking forward to? Let's talk about it. Tami Live, we'll be right back.
You're watching JTV.
Welcome back to Tami Live. If you've just tuned in, you're just in time to start the discussion. Today we're going to be talking about, is 40 the new 20? And my guest today is Marsha Hector. She has just turned 40. So come on, tune in with me and let's learn a little bit more. Hello, Marsha.
Hello.
How are you? Are you okay?
Yes.
Now you look fantastic.
Thank you.
You've just turned 40.
Yes.
So tell me, now that you're 40, you've had the big party.
Definitely.
How do you feel? Is 40 the new 20? Do you feel like that?
No.
Okay.
I don't think 40 is new 20 at all because you'd have to actually pay me to go back to 20. I prefer to be 40.
Okay.
However, if I were to go back to 20, I'd like to go back knowing what I know now. I don't know if the universe could handle it, but that's only how I'd go back to 20.
Now, you say that if you go back to 20, you go with the knowledge. What things have you learned now at 40 that will give you more prepared for life as opposed to being 20?
I think in my 20s I was a little bit more feisty and impatient and just wanting my own way. At 40, I am feisty, I'm impatient, I want my own way, but I know how to compromise more now and listen. I listen more now. And in raising my daughter, she's preteen, and at 40, I think I handle her with more patience and understanding than I would if I were 20.
Okay.
Yes, or 30.
Or 30.
Yes.
But looking at you, you look fresh, you look hot. What are some of the things that you're doing?
I wish I could tell you I exercised, I ate well, and I slept. No. I'm not going to tell you what I do. Well, you know. I think I strive to be happy every day.
Okay.
I try not to buy a bigger dress size. So when I find I'm putting on a little chunksy here or there, I make sure I get back down in my clothes. Because one, you can't afford more clothes. And two, it's best to keep your size the size so that you don't get weight. Because I find people then go out and buy a medium when they were small, and then before you know it, they have a large when they were medium, and they just buy the bigger size. I don't do that. I stay in my clothes. So,
okay,
yeah.
So now you're saying, now you know your size, right? Because remember when we would go shopping before?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because this is a live show, so we're just going to bring it out. And you were that person who would say, I'm a medium, maybe I'm a large. And I would look at you and go, you're a small. So now you know the size and you're buying the size. Yeah?
Yes.
The right size.
Becoming 40 maybe made me realize that, you know what, just small. So embrace the smallness. Your mouth is still big.
Work them out.
That's right.
Excellent. Okay, so we're talking about moving into 40. Now, what are some of the great things about being 40? Now that you're here, you've had a little time in there, just getting there, but what are some of the great things about 40?
Well, I've lived through the 80s and the 90s, so I know now not what to wear. Because 20 years from now, I will not look back and say, oh my God, what the hell was I wearing?
Okay.
That's one.
Like what?
The balloon pants. Back in the 80s.
That's totally out now?
I think it's coming in, but it's not for me.
Okay.
And so many other things that come in that are just not for me, that the 80s they're trying to revive now. Those things are not for me. I'll still look back 20 years from now and go, what the hell were you thinking?
Thinking.
Exactly.
So at 40 now, you're saying, maybe at 20 I would have worn that. But at 40 now, I have a better understanding of my body type, body
Right.
structure,
Yes.
how things look on me, as opposed
Yes.
to just saying, oh, there's a fat out, I need to put it on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Also at 40, you learn to not care so much about what others think. And you are able to weed out a lot more negativity out of your life and not care. You just cut and go. Is this making me happy? No, it is not. Is it being negative? Yes, it is. Does it have to go? Yes, it does. So you don't care. You just get rid of it and you just move on.
That's one of the things I've learned from you,
Yeah.
actually.
Really?
Yes!
It works, doesn't it?
It took me a little time there. But you
Yes.
can just say that. My mother used to say that as well. The older you get, the less crap you're going to put up with.
Exactly.
You know, people who talk about you and you're just like, go on with your bad self, work yourself out.
Right.
Whereas when you're 20-something, you seem to take it on.
You take it on and you keep people around you that you think are your friends. And even though you know it's not working out, you still keep them. Now I have my friends around me. I have my friends, people who I love, and people who love me. And it just works out perfectly because you just don't care. If they're not your friend, they're not your friend. It's not that they're right or wrong. It's just that your personalities may not mesh with theirs. And so you just doesn't make any sense to keep them around you or you be around them because it just brings out the worst in you, the worst in them. Let's just separate and say hi when we see each other and that's it.
That's it.
Yes. So at 40 you learn that. Also at 40 I find that even professionally, when I started out, a lot of people, I would say, how do you know that? Because I'm in the construction field.
Yeah, let's talk
and
about that a little bit more.
Right, a lot of people, when you start construction, you actually don't know from the books exactly what you're doing. You have to be on site. You have to gain experience. Now I'm babbling on back and forth. If you ask me anything, I know it. I can tell you what to do. And it's all about the years of experience. Had I known this, I would have started when I was 20. But
You didn't know it
you
then.
know, you didn't know it then. But now that I'm 40, I think that I'm more comfortable professionally. I'm more comfortable with myself. And like I said, you just move on. Yes.
Any downsides to being 40?
Yes. I
Tell
have
us.
to say, my body is aching in places I didn't know could ache. And I find that when I go out, I can't wind down to the ground like I used to because my knees are short. Oh my goodness.
You know, it's good to get real here.
And you have, oh my goodness.
There's so much that's splashing back to you now, right?
No.
You used to be able to lime all night. Tell the real name.
Lime, yes. And it takes me now 2 days to recover from 2 days of fetting, where before I only needed 4 hours of sleep. I went to my 40th birthday party in Antigua. We were there all weekend. It took me 3 days.
To get yourself together.
Yes.
Whereas at 20,
Not even 20 and 30s as well.
30s you were still hanging out?
Yes.
That's impressive.
But now I go and I still try and go. I still try and stay out there. And I still try and stay out there as long as the DJ stays out there.
You're a different kind of girl.
Yeah.
You embrace life to the
and
fullest.
then, right. And then I get home and I try and get some sleep.
To get it together.
Yeah, but I have to sleep longer now.
What are some of the things that you need to do in your life now?
I think my most important thing right now is to have my daughter go to the college that she's accepted to at that time and be able to afford it. So that is what I need to do right now. That's the only thing that I find that's the most important thing.
So your real focus now is your daughter and making
My
sure
real focus is
that she's got a good
yes,
life.
that she's got a good life. Make sure that she is on the straight and narrow, and then whatever she decides to do after that, then that's her decision. But my part is to get her there,
Right.
and then just let her go.
Do your own thing.
Do my own thing, because you
Oh.
know we always said when we reach 50,
Yes.
they're out the house.
We cooking with gas.
That's right. That's right.
When we come back on Tami Live, I'm going to talk to Marsha about some of the messages she has for women who are in their 20s. Maybe you could be educated a little bit more to really embrace the 40s when you get there. Tami Live, we'll be right back.
You're watching JTV.
Welcome back to Tami Live. Now, Marsha Hector, my guest today, we've had quite a stimulating conversation behind the scenes. And before the break, I told you that we're going to go into messages for women who are in their 20s. But, ladies, you know that there are some things that you want to know. And where else to ask the questions but on Tami Live? So, Marsha.
Yes,
Just going to put it out there. Sex. Is it the same at 40 as it was at 20?
No.
No?
It's better.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
That doesn't even describe it, girl.
You know, I feel like you can describe it for me.
I would.
But
this
where?
is a G-rated show.
Yes.
And my
Well, that's a good thing.
daughter is watching.
Yes, and your daughter's watching.
And
But it's
so
better.
it is.
It's better.
It's better.
Which is good.
It is very
You're
good.
more experienced.
Yes.
You know, some 20-year-olds, they're having sex and they figure, I just know the stuff.
Or they just lie there.
Or they just,
Yeah.
all right.
Yes.
You know, this is Tami Live. We
Yes.
just bring it to the
Yes.
forefront here. But you're saying with more experience, it's better.
Yes.
Yeah? What messages do you have for women who are 20-something? And figure, you know, I got it together. I know how to get a man. I know what things to do. Is it at 40? Do you look at things differently in terms of
Absolutely.
dating, love, relationships, companion? Talk about it.
I think that at 20, or when I was 20, I knew everything. Then I got to be 30, and I looked back at 20 and said, oh, my dear, I didn't know. But now I know, for
Now you
sure.
know.
Then I get to be 35, and I look back and I think, oh, wow, I didn't know. And you know what? I probably never will.
Right.
So let me find my way, myself. So for a 20-year-old, I would say you must be independent. That's the first thing. And getting your independence, you must know yourself. And you must be happy within yourself. Because if you're not happy within yourself, nobody can make you happy. And this is not about me. This is about seeing my friends and other young girls around me. If they're insecure or there's something about them that's really bothering them, no matter if they meet someone who compliments them, they're telling themselves, oh, that's not true, they're just being nice. No, you got to get out there and you say, like I say all the time, I am the...
Fabulous one.
Yes, there you go. Very good. I am the fabulous one.
Right. And you really believe that at 40. You know, at
absolutely
20, the
am
confidence
convinced
might
of
not be
it.
there as much.
Yeah, but I think that I was lucky. When I was 19, I was employed by this man who was then 70. He actually has lived with prostate cancer now for 20 years.
Wow.
And he said to me when I was 19, it's not that serious. Nobody's dying. And nobody's terminally ill. It is not that serious. You're going to have money problems. You're going to have marriage problems. Your kids will be bastards. It's not that serious. If you can handle it, you handle it. The things that you can fix, you fix. If you cannot fix it, then move on. Leave it up to the Lord and just say, okay, be happy. And that's my first and foremost thing that I've said repeatedly, even tonight.
Right.
I just have to be happy within myself. And that's my advice to even the 20-something-year-olds, the 19-year-olds coming up. When you get out there and you have your own apartment and people come and say, if that's not what you want, you don't have to listen. Find your way. If you're not causing pain to anybody, it's okay.
Rock on.
Yes, rock on.
Rock on.
Yes. So if you want to get up in the middle of the night and go to laundry in your heels and your pajamas, do so.
And forget about the people who are going to say, this is a crazy woman.
Who cares? I don't.
Now, that girl who's on her couch saying, man, I am loving this. I am really looking forward to 40.
You must. Oh my goodness.
What
you
are,
must.
other than, you know, the children and so forth, and, you know, because women who are 20, they're thinking about mating, yes. Where did I get that word from? I watched too much Animal Planet. But
Just mating.
I did.
Oh my.
They're looking into
Oh, dear.
relationships, rather. They're looking into saying, I need somebody in my life to be happy. At 40, what kind of advice do you have for them? You spoke about independence, but what other advice do you have for that young person who's saying, maybe I'm 20 and I met a guy and I want to get married to him right now. Let me do that. Maybe I'm 20 and, you know, I don't really want this guy for me, but I should just settle and take him on because I don't want to be alone. What do you say to that person?
Well, obviously it varies from person to person. You have those girls that can say that and be happy with settling. But you have those other girls that are not sure of themselves, sure of the person maybe, and they're not happy, and then they get themselves into a situation when they have settled, and that does not solve the problem. You have to know yourself. If you're one of those girls that, or young men, or whoever, if you're one of those people that can say, I can settle and be happy, then settle and be happy. If you know you're not going to be happy settling, then don't settle, because the problems you have by yourself, they actually double when you settle, if that's not what you want. Because you can be miserable by yourself. The thing about being miserable by yourself, you're by yourself, and nobody's causing it.
At least you know you're causing your own misery.
You're causing your own misery.
Women who are 40 now, like we talked about dressing, and you know you're better off with dressing yourself now, and you know your body type and so forth. But some women say, I'm 40, so I'm going to dress more conservatively. I'm going to get involved in social clubs, and just to get myself in that 40 circle and be that 40 person. And I think sometimes we put labels on ourselves. Like when I got married, my mother asked me, so what kind of clothes are you going to be wearing?
Oh, wow.
I said the same clothes I wore before I got married.
My mother did the same thing. My aunt did the same thing. And I remember them saying, because I love to wear shorts and I love to wear my
You got great
heels.
legs, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you do.
I love to wear my heels with my shorts. I love to wear little tops and so on. And my aunts and older women would say, oh my gosh, do you know you're married now? I said, oh my gosh, do you know I'm married now? Hello? This is what he married. Do you want me to what? Stop being this? And then what? And then another this will take over? Absolutely not. No, it's not going to happen.
I love your energy. I love your candor. I love the fact that you live your life with the fullness of it and just embrace every aspect of it. And as you said before, you know, it's just not that serious.
It is not.
And being 40 doesn't mean you have to put that big old cloth, like, what is it, like a drape over your body to cover up all the parts. If you've got great arms, rock it. How do you believe, but how do you think about that? Women who are 40 and have got great arms, or, you know, there was a big thing about President Barack Obama's wife, Michelle Obama, First Lady. And when she wore her arms out, people thought they were going to fall away.
I know, but did you see how comfortable Michelle Obama was by not caring?
Right.
She still, because I look at her fashion all the time, she did not care. She went to the Queen of England, her arms were out.
Yes.
She sat with the king of this, her arms were out. She's in Africa right now, her arms are out.
Sure, she's got great arms.
Well, yes.
But I think not only just what you look like or what you wear, but as you said before, the confidence and the attitude takes you further as well.
And she didn't care, and the whole world's looking at her. That's me too. I'm Michelle. And I was Michelle before Michelle was Michelle.
Marsha, as usual, candid conversation, love it. Thank you so much for coming on Tami Live.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. People, when we come back, things that make you go, Tami Live, we'll be right back.
You're watching JTV.
Welcome back to Tami Live. Today has been a day that I have learned something new. And I always love talking to my friend Marsha Hector because she just has a different outlook, a different perspective of life. And one of the things I've learned now, if, you know, is 40 the new 20? But my question now is, does it really have to be? I think if you embrace life and you're happy, and let me tell you something, for the women in their 20s, trust me, when you're in your 20s, you care less when you're in your 30s, you care even less when you're in your 40s. So your life is just going to be different. But I think no matter what age you're at, you've got to embrace every day with positivity, great energy, and just be the person you're deemed to be. Yes, in the 20s, as Marsha said, you may be finding your way, but give yourself that space and let others know you need that space to find yourself. So when you're at 40, you can have that experience and have that knowledge to really embrace 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80. I hope you've loved this show today. I hope you're inspired to be you. And as Marsha said again, if you want to get up at 4 in the morning wearing heels to do laundry, why not? The people who are talking about you, they'll get over it. Here's to life and the living of it. Tami Live, just be happy.